Hey guys, it's TJ with Vertical Journey Martial Arts. Hey, I'm super excited that I get to work with you guys this year, and I wanted to give you a little heads up on things that you can practice this week in order to get better for next week. So what we worked on this week was our stances. We learned our Chumbi stance, Choryok stance. We learned Kyungye, which means to bow and show respect to the people that we're training with. We also worked on our fighting stance, making sure those toes are staying forward, knees are bent, and hands are up, protecting our face because our brain is up there and we want to keep that super safe. Excellent. The next thing we worked on is a forward stance. Now, a forward stance is not just taking a big step forward. There's a lot more to it. So I'm going to go over the details real quick so that you can remember how to do it and practice at home. So here's how it works. In a forward stance, and I'm going to move forward just a little bit so you guys can see. In a forward stance, we want both of our feet aiming straight forward. If you kind of think about pointing forward with your pinky toes so that your feet almost feel like they're turned in. Now, right now I'm over-exaggerating that just slightly, but we do want to make sure that our feet are turned forward. We don't want to let them butterfly out. This is actually normally how we walk, by turning our feet out. But we don't want to do that whenever we're in a combat situation because it exposes the inside of our knee to attack. So when you're in a forward stance, both of your feet are straight forward. Second thing you want to look for is making sure that your front knee is bent. You don't want to lock your knee here. So you're going to push that knee out and make sure that it's directly over the center of your front foot. In some styles, they say that you should push it in front of that foot. I don't agree with that personally. This is just my style. So when you're in my class, we're going to go ahead and put that knee directly over the front foot. Now your back foot needs to be behind you more than a normal step length. So normally if you step about, yay far for me. For you, it might be a little smaller, a little bit longer, depending on your legs. But I want you to go ahead and stretch that out a little bit more. Not so much that you can't keep this heel on the ground though. If you can't keep your back heel on the ground with your knees straight, you need to go ahead and shorten your stance a little bit. Okay, once you're here, you may feel a little bit unstable. If you do, probably what's happening is that your feet are almost lined up. I'm sure that you can probably see on the camera, my back foot is hiding behind my front foot. I don't want that to happen because even with my knee bent, if somebody were to come along and push me, I would fall straight over. So instead, I push that foot out to the side a little bit, just a little bit more than shoulder width apart. So there's my forward stance. Toes are forward, front knees bent, back leg is straight, body is up nice and tall, and you can just put your hands behind your back for now. A great way to work on this is just practice walking up and down your halls in a forward stance. So if I was going to walk toward you, I would start way back here at the back, and I would have my feet together, and I would take a step forward and out, heel, toe. Then I would bring my feet together and touch them, and then bring them back out. Make sure you step back out so that you're wide enough and you're not unstable. Excellent. Then in and back out. Now that's the easy way to do it. Then you have to go backwards. So you're going to go in and then back out, making sure everything is where it's supposed to be. In and back out. And you can just practice going up and down the hallway that way. Maybe anytime, maybe you get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, maybe you need to brush your teeth or something, just walk down the hall in a forward stance. You're getting up in the morning to go eat breakfast, walk down the hall in a forward stance. Just don't do it so slow that you annoy your brothers and sisters. All right, the next thing that we worked on was a horse stance. Horse stance means feet apart, toes are forward, our knees are going to be bent, but you see how my knees are in right now? I don't want that to be the fact, so I'm going to push them out to the side. There we go, just like that. Okay, now that my knees are out to the side, I'm going to sit down in this stance. I'm going to pull my hands, boom, back to my hips. This is a horse stance. And obviously, the stronger you get, the deeper you can go in this stance. Okay, so there's your horse stance. A great way to practice that one, and a fun one, is to do sumo steps. So sumo steps work like this. You're going to turn sideways to the direction you're traveling. You're going to be in a great horse stance. I like to put my hands on my legs here. Then you're going to step around in a big, huge circle. So from here, I'm going to try to keep my feet in the same position, and I'm going to turn my body. Boom! Here, just like that. Then I'm going to turn my body again. Boom! Excellent. And then I can go backwards. Boom! Make sure those toes turn. Boom! Turn those toes. There we go. There is your sumo step drill. All right, guys. The last thing that we worked on was a push kick. Bringing that foot up and boom! Creating distance between us and the bad guy. When you practice your push kick at home, please don't practice it without something to hit. You can practice it on a tree, or maybe if you can get mom or dad to hold a pillow for you, that'd be a great way to practice this kick, okay? What you want to do is you want to make sure that your toes go straight up and your heel is pushing into the target. We don't want to push on our target with our tiptoes. Instead, we want to push with our heel. If you're struggling with that, Practice walking around on the floor with your heels. It kind of looks silly, but it's going to help you learn to push through your heel. All right, guys, so when you do that push kick, you're going to start in a great fighting stance. Your knee is going to come up as high as you can, and boom, push through the target. Let me show you one time. I'm going to bring somebody over here. This is Bob. Bob's going to help me out today. Hello, Bob. This push kick is an incredibly powerful kick. As you do this, think about rolling your hips forward, knee up, toes up, and then push through that target. Hiya! With a nice loud kia. Bye, Bob. Poor Bob. I guess I better go pick him up. Well, I'll do that later. But guys, I hope you guys can practice those things at home. I'm looking forward to working with you next week. We'll see ya. Have a great weekend. Keep training. Keep growing.